Welcome to Burlesk Custom Guitars. Guitars have been my passion for my entire life. Handcrafted by my hands to be played by yours. Each one I create is like no other. My name is James. Come along with me on this musical journey. Welcome to Burlesk Guitars. Question of the week. Question of the week comes from Andrew M. here in Calgary, Alberta, the beautiful metropolis. What is the difference between single pickup guitars, double pickup guitars, and triple pickup guitars? What we have here is a Burlesk Gordo custom-made guitar by yours truly, with a single blues bucker DiMarzio, single volume, single tone, with push-pull to make it single 12. This is actually a clone of a P90 pickup for that gritty, nitty, gritty tone. And basically what I did is put in a coil tap to make it even a single coil pickup, which you can hear when I pull it. You can hear that 60 cycle hum kicking in there. The neat thing about this pickup is it's a P90, and P90s are known for being very noisy. However, they put a slug in it or an extra coil and wound it just enough times to make it go quiet, which is awesome. So that's why it sounds so cool. A lot of guitars like this had single coils in them, like the Melody Maker, the Esquire Telly had a single coil pickup in it, nothing else. And it gives you a really unique kind of tone, which is what most folks like to use for lead pickup or lead playing. So if you look at a Les Paul, there's on the switch it says rhythm and treble. And the treble pickup, or the bridge pickup, this pickup, is known for doing leads, mostly. Except for in the 80s when Eddie Van Halen came along and said, I'm going to break all the rules and play everything through one pickup and just make it sound amazing, which we're very grateful for, thank you. However, in this case, we're basically just kind of keeping it simple, and that's the beauty of these kind of guitars, is it's very simplistic, and you kind of know what you're getting, and you know what you're going to have through your amp, and it's very reliable, and you know you're kind of not having to worry about flicking switches and stuff like that. A lot of guys that sing and play heavy rhythm will use a single pickup guitar, and you know it's just because of the fact they don't have to worry about hitting anything and looking at anything and just going away. So that's the beauty of it. Simplicity at its finest. What happens back here is you get a more trebly response from the pickup. So it's more for like doing leads. The reason I put a tone in here is because when you roll it back, it's almost like you took the pickup and moved it up here, because it really darkens the tone. Most guys would use a neck pickup for playing rhythm and then switch to the bridge pickup to do their lead. So when you see guys flicking the switches back and forth, that's what they're doing, being you know, very creative and getting their tones out and being punchier. You're going to get a more singular direct tone with this than you would with a dual guitar or a triple, or dual pickup or triple pickup. So now I'll move on to the next guitar, which will be a dual humbucking guitar. So this is a dual humbucking guitar with two humbuckers in it, obviously. And we've got a 5-way switch, tone control, volume control. In some cases you may get dual volume and a 3-way switch, all different kinds of switching opportunities with this. What I've got in here is I've got an EVH pickup, and I've also again got the blues bucker in the neck position because I just love the way it sounds up here as well. You'll notice when I was playing there, I was switching between the two a little bit, or trying to. I'm not super good at it because I usually am a singular pickup player myself, but just to give you the overall idea of what the differences in tone are. And what is happening when you move from this position to this position, you're actually getting a more darker, lush tone, as opposed to down here, which is more suited for a lead or trebly tone, or you know, for country or something like that. It's like on a Telecaster, you'll get that extra twang from a bridge pickup, which is what you want to hear. But again, it's the two pickups is giving you the differences in tone and a more versatility with the guitar. I've also coil tapped this one as well, so if you listen, you can hear it goes to single coil. Now it's humbucking. So you can actually hear a big difference in that pickup with the single coil tap. But when you go to the front to the blues bucker, now we're single coil. Not a huge difference in tone, but it's putting that 60 cycle hum in, and some aficionados want to hear that. A lot of guys use single coils for cutting through on recordings for when they're doing their solos, and some guys love them when they're doing solos. If you look back in the day, players like Ritchie Blackmore, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, all those guys using Strats, they were utilizing all of those pickups, and then it moved on to the dual humbucking guitar with the Les Pauls and stuff, and that gave you a darker tone with the humbuckers. Humbucking means hum canceling, if you didn't know, and they just put bucking in to kind of make it sound cooler, but it actually means canceling, which takes out the 60 cycle hum. So again, here we have a dual humbucker guitar with a few tricks in between, 5-way switch, or pardon me, 3-way switching, and then the coil tap again, just to give more versatility, and the more tones you can get out of a guitar, in my opinion, the better. So here this is the shredder from the 80s and such, where the single pickup became the dual pickup. got a Telecaster here with 3 pickups rather than 2 pickups. Normally they have the bridge and the neck, and in this guitar, this is what we call a pawn shop Telecaster, which is very similar to a Strat. So what I did here was I got a Telecaster set of pickups, and then I got a Strat pickup and put them all together, all EMG pickups. I like the EMG single quills. They're actually noiseless, so they actually kind of appeal to me, and they've got a little bit more oomph. So I use them in this guitar for that purpose. It's a 5-way switch as you would find in a Strat. So you've got all those options of, just the lead pickup back here. So you got that nice thin Telecaster twang. I have the volume or the tone down, excuse me. So here's the twang. And then you can go to the 2 pickups here, which gives you actually a humbucker. Then you can go to the center pickup. See how it's mellowing out the closer we get to the neck. That's basically what happens. Now we're using these 2 pickups. Now we're getting to what I like to call the ultimate fatness. So that's basically the tonal variations you're going to get with a 3 pickup guitar, whether it be a humbucker or a single coil 3 pickup guitar. They both work the same. Most of them have 5-way switches. Some of the Les Pauls have 3 pickups, and they have one of those volumes actually blends the middle pickup into the sound in any position. So it's basically that one pickup in the middle is wired right to the output jack, so you can put that into the mix at any point, which is kind of a cool thing too. This, with using the 5-way switch, you're able to do that all and not have to, worry about other knobs and stuff. Basically on this guitar you've got a single volume and a single tone, and that's it. On a Strat you would have a single volume and a tone, which would work for both of these pickups and both of these pickups. On the Strat, it's the first tone is working these 2, and then the second tone, the first one is working the neck, and then the second one is working the middle. The bridge is usually left wide open unless it's wired differently. What I like to do is wire the tone control to all of the pickups, so you have the ability to make it darker or lighten it up. If you watch Stevie Ray Vaughan or guys like that play, they're constantly adjusting their tone just so they can hear what they want to hear on stage. And it's not volume. If you look, it's not the volume. It's mostly the tone that they're messing around with. And it's just to make that pickup sound the way they want it to sound. So that's why they're there. Some guys don't even touch their tone knob. They leave it wide open. But I personally use it a lot. Especially when I'm playing live. I'm in a trio, so I have to really kind of be able to control my guitars. So when I hear something I don't like, I usually right away I go to the tone control and I back it off and I start from there. Not the volume, because usually my volume is not the problem. It's the frequency I'm wanting to hear. So 3 pickup guitars give you way more variation. Obviously you've seen, and they give you that, like I say, way lighter to a darker tone and more variation. As far as I'm concerned, any guitar you have, the more tones you can get out of it, the better. If you've got a dual humbucking guitar with 4-wire pickups, coil tap it if you can, because you'll just go, wow, why didn't I do this 10 years ago? Every guy I do that for, they're so happy with it. It just opens up the guitar, and it literally turns your one guitar into 2 guitars. So it's an option to think about. So I hope that answers your question, Andrew. And if you have any more, anyone, please ask. Send to the channel, or you can on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook as well. But please don't hesitate. If you have any questions, ask. We're here at Burlesk to help. Hello.
Hi, James.
Today, it's acoustic day. Got a beautiful Gibson J15 here that my good client Steen brought into me. And it has got a few problems, very, very common problems to Calgary or Alberta with our dry climate, and I'm going to show you a couple of things. The fret edges are sticking out, you can hear. That's called the cheese grater effect in my book. The guitar also has the famous 13th fret hump. Now, a lot of people don't know what that is. I'm going to explain it to you. What happens is right in this area here, because of the way acoustic guitars and set neck guitars, even electric guitars, this happens too. The pressure of the guitar neck and all of the tension literally is sitting right in this area right here. So what happens is, not humidifying the guitar and not treating the neck, etc., you get compression in here that actually creates a hump, and we call that the 13th fret hump, or depending upon how many frets are on the neck, in this case it would be the 14th or 15th fret hump. So the 13th fret hump occurs, as I said, it occurs in here, and what happens is you get a raise, it bubbles kind of in here, and you get a high fret, or in some cases I've had to take the frets out up until the 12th fret and re-level this area here and give it a bit of a drop off and then re-fret it. But you'll hear here, see how it's buzzing out?
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that, which means we got to taper these frets down and get them leveled off, and then do a fret level on the guitar. The frets are actually in pretty good shape, but this is a very, very common thing that happens, and something I deal with literally almost on a daily basis. Summer, spring, winter, fall. So a good humidifier is your best friend. You know, $20 or $30 will save you a lot of work. So if you don't have a humidifier, get one. So this is called a fret rocker. This is straight edges that actually will go all the way up and down the neck and show you if you have a high fret or a low fret or what have you. So I'm just going to show you real quick. Starting up here, everything's pretty level. We got some pitting going on in the frets in the common areas, so we're going to take care of that with a fret dress. What you want to do is you want to run it across 3 frets only, and you just want to listen, moving it back and forth. We got one there. So we know this guy here is a high fret. Okay, so we're not even to where the problem is, and we already got a high fret. So that guy there, let's move down. And this is right where the rubber meets the road, as they say. We got another one here. So the 11th fret just on one side, interestingly enough. See that? That's even over there. Nothing here. But right where the body meets the neck, nothing. But right there, there's our beast.
Yeah.
These other ones are going to cause problems, of course, but this one is actually what's making it fret out. So I'm going to be leveling this whole area off. The whole fretboard's going to get leveled off, but I'm really going to concentrate on here and get these all leveled off and crowned up so that we know that it's not going to cause any more problems. See you in a while. So I had to get a little aggressive with this, which is the normal case with 13th fret hump. I am just actually right now just using a leveling unit with a 400 grit sandpaper, but I actually went at it with this. Just did this whole lower section and got it all leveled off. You can see the heavier filings
Is that a
there.
custom-made tool?
It is a custom-made tool. There's
Very good.
many of those around here. So yeah, everything's leveled off. Now let's have a look at this. This is where we were having the problem before. Nothing. And you'll notice how wider it is than the other frets, because I've had to take a little more meat off of these.
But then you'll crown that up.
Yeah, it's going to crown up and they'll be nice. But I mean, it's not a very high common area to play in on an acoustic like this. It doesn't have a cutaway, but you saw what it was doing with fretted notes. So if you're going to play down in this area, or you're going to use a capo and play it down in here, it wouldn't have worked at all.
No.
So this had to be done. Like I said, worst case scenario, I've had to pull the frets out and replane the actual fretboard level and then refret. And then again, you have to do a level and all that stuff after just to
Right.
make sure everything's working. But we're about halfway there. I got to bevel the edges now, and then I'm gonna just do another quick once over, and then polish them out, dress them, and then get the sucker set up.
Nice.
Yeah,
Great.
lots of fun. So the fret hump is gone. Everything's ringing nice and clear now. And yeah, it's playing really great. This is a really nice guitar. Sounds pretty good. So we were just doing the acoustic guitar with a high fret, or the 13th or 14th fret hump, and I just put this Hagstrom Swede on the table, and check this one out. This is a doozer. You can actually see that this fret is sitting out high, but look at this. Like, I'm hitting it. It's not letting me pass. You shall not pass. That is major. But watch as I go across. Still wobble, 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 wobble. It's getting less. And it's gone. Right there. So it's level on that side and way off, like about halfway. So it happens on electric guitars as well. This fret is not loose because I'm pushing down on it and it's not moving anywhere. So I'm gonna have to do some filing and get it cleaned up. Some heavy metal shall be shed today on the Hagstrom again.
James,
Hello.
what are you up to?
I'm doing these fret edges on a Luxtone neck that came from California about 6 months ago.
Also from humid to dry.
Absolutely. And they've sprouted, or they're sticking out, or the cheese grater effect, so you can hear them. Yeah, so I've already done the one side, and you can see it's nice and smooth. You can hear them a little bit, but nowhere near as bad.
Right.
But yeah, these are pretty brutal. So yeah,
Okay.
special tools, angled bevel fret edge. I have another angled fret edge, but this also has a straight on it, which is kind of nice for when you're done doing your bevel.
Okay.
You have to be really careful when you're actually beveling
Is
frets.
that another custom tool?
This, yes, I built this many moons ago,
Nice.
but it works really well. You got to be very careful when you're beveling, because if you slip, you're going to go across the frets,
Right.
and it can do a lot of damage. So you have to take your time. Do not apply a lot of pressure. Just kind of let the tool do its thing, and as many strokes as needed. But yeah, playing a cheese grater is no fun. So I actually have 3 guitars from Rod that need all of the same kind of work done. They've all got fret edges that need to be done, so we're going to be looking at those
Great.
over the next few minutes of the episode. Good day, we're back. So I've already beveled these edges, but I just wanted to show you, even beveling them, they still need to be flushed. So those little, what we call the tangs, or these guys right here, are still sticking out, and so is a bit of the edge. So you're going to hear it with my homemade tool here. You're going to actually literally hear the difference. I'm just going to have to get in your way, so you're going to have to back up. So check this out. Just taking them right off. Now they're done. And now I go along with my handy dandy fret file and go and clean up all those edges and take off all the vampire teeth, and that is that. But yeah, things you need to do. Upgrading and keeping beautiful guitars.
Hi. What if we have here?
A Nags single cut Kunai guitar with an ebony fretboard. That's actually ebony.
Oh,
Pretty
beautiful.
cool, eh? Pretty neat. So I've already done I've beveled the edges, but the tangs are still sticking out quite a bit. You can hear them. So I got to go down with my little special tool here. Kind of sucks though, because down here I have to do it with a file because it's so close. The neck is
Right.
so recessed into the body. So all of these frets down here I'm going to have to do with file. And then up here I can use my specialty tool. Then I'll go around the edges off again, get rid of the vampire teeth,
Mm-hmm.
and then smooth everything off, and then polish these frets out.
Great.
Indubitably. Straight edge. Just taking the tangs off. Oh yeah, they're there. Not much, but enough to grab your digits, especially up top. You gotta be very slow with this. One slip and you're doing a fret dress. Ask me how I know why. Right now, I'm slotting the nut on the last guitar of the 3 guitars that I just installed. It's a new Ernie ball nut for this Steve Lukather.
If you have any questions, please feel free. I'm going to start again. If you like what you see and you want to subscribe, please do. I'm going to start again. So I hope I answered your question for you, Andrew. And, you know, if you have any more questions yourself or anybody out there, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help at Burlesk Guitars. Oh, and if you like what you see, click like and subscribe. Down in the corner. Down in the corner. Hit that subscribe.